Greetings, and welcome to this session of Wisdom Forging, where you and I engage in the ongoing process of applying biblical thinking to deepen our understanding of biblical truth. In traditional warfare, civilian casualties tend to be either collateral damage or intended to demoralize an army. They're not typically the primary concern of the enemy. The enemy's weapons are usually aimed at the soldiers, the threat, that marches out to face them. When you don the armor of God, you guarantee that you will be identified by the enemy as a soldier of God. When you don the armor of God, you make yourself a target. If you are missing a piece of your armor, you leave the part of you that it would have covered vulnerable to the attacks of the enemy. You don't put on your boots and your breastplate, but leave your belt and your helmet at home. You don't go into battle without your shield of faith and your sword of truth, lest the enemy find you unprepared and exposed. You are inviting ruin upon yourself if you make the mistake of leaving behind any piece of your armor. One piece is better than nothing, but it's not nearly as effective as wearing the whole set. Imagine the consequences of handicapping a soldier in such a way. In our case, in spiritual warfare, the consequences are not always physical injuries, although they can include wounds of the flesh. More concerningly, to me though, they are often wounds of the soul that cripple us in our mission to shine light into the darkness, to evangelize, to disciple the fellowship. For those written into the book of life, there's no need to worry about the conclusion of this spiritual conflict that we're in, whether we know it, want it, believe it, or not. Jesus proclaimed the work done. The war is won. In the new creation, we will experience perfect peace without the shadow of war darkening our days ever again. But for now, we have to continue our march through this muck until the race is won and done, literally, physically. God has provided for us a full set of armor that can protect us from the spiritual attacks of the enemy and enable us to cut through the darkness that blinds the sheep and obscures the wolves in our midst. For the armor to work, you must put on the whole armor of God every single day. The day that you leave it off will be the day that the enemy takes you off the field. It may only be for a day, it might be for a week, a month, it could be a long season, but he won't miss the opportunity. Do not give the enemy that opportunity. Don the full armor of God and protect God's flock. Learn the armor like the back of your hand so that you can teach it to others, to multiply the faithful and to protect God's people. You want to know more about the armor of God, I suggest you go to Ephesians chapter 6. I'd really recommend reading the whole book, but if you want the quick version, you skip to chapter 6, verse 10 through 18, and that will be your primary text to tell you what the armor of God is and how to equip it. Applying the Word of God can be challenging, but the fruit is always worth the effort in eternity. I hope the way I've presented this call to action encourages a genuine dialogue, both private and public, rather than merely passive media consumption. You're welcome to like and subscribe or not at any time. A like and subscribe is what drives media algorithms, but the Word of God is what drives me, and that's what I hope to pass on. May the Lord bless you today.